Guten Tag guys, and welcome back to the next training vlog. Today we have lower body starting out with squats. Quite a while ago we already talked about the fact that in life, quite often if you have to do something, other things seem much more appealing. But once you're done with whatever you had to do, the other things also don't seem as appealing anymore and you end up doing something else quite often. And it's not just that with things you have to do and things you feel like you want to do, but I also feel like it's just your inspiration in some kind of way. It just came to me now that I decided to record a voiceover, and I thought, wow, I had so many great ideas about the things I could talk about when I was walking my dog, when I was riding public transport, when I was in university or wherever. And now that I'm at home, now that I have time, now that I'm in front of my computer and recording, all these great ideas seem to be dissipating and I don't know what to talk about. So I thought, why not just talk about that? I don't know if this is something you've also experienced. It certainly seems to me like this is more to do with more or less creative stuff. So if you're an artist or if you're a writer or whatever, I feel like you could relate to this, but I don't know. Also for myself, when it comes to studying, there's really not much creativity involved. Of course, sometimes you can concentrate better, but I feel like it's not exactly the same thing as having creativity at the moment or don't having it. So yeah, maybe something you have or have not experienced. Let me know if it would be the case. And let's talk a bit about the training now. So I started out with squats up to 120 kilos for a single and then a double, and now moved on to front squats. I think now we have 80 kilos now with a bit of a pause. And also here I'll work up to a hemi single and then we'll move on to deadlifts. But back to the creativity thing, I just feel like creativity, probably an inherent quality of it, is that you can't really force it. I guess if you're an artist and you make your living of it, you kind of learn to control it a bit. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem like something you can really control. And so maybe, as you can see me here, being unable to walk out the front squat because I'm incompetent. So maybe, especially if you don't try to be creative at the moment, it's easier. And when you feel like you need to be creative now, it doesn't work. I don't know, I don't have to be that creative most of the time because studying physics is really not that creative of an endeavor. Struggling a bit with my fancy English phrases at the moment, but it's fine. And yeah, now moving on to deadlifts with different angles of my ass. I hope you enjoyed. Did a few warm-up sets without the straps. That was 140, and I think now with 160 I move on to deadlifts with straps because yeah, just more comfortable that way. Today on the deadlift I decided to work up to quite a heavy single. Here we have 180. I already did 180 for one before that, but I didn't press record, so I had no evidence of it basically, so I decided to do it again. And here we have now 200 with the band holding the weight because the bar was already full, but I didn't manage it. And now some fun stuff. I did some, it's not really a sandbag, it's kind of a in between a sandbag and Atlas stone, I feel like. I don't know the word for this ball, but yeah, just threw it up on my shoulder. The camera angle was certainly not that good. And then I thought, let's do some Axel clean and presses. First, a continental clean. By the way, this Axel is really light, so I feel like that's 35 kilos at most, so not that heavy. And then I thought that do this whatever clean. I saw it from Alan Thrall of Untamed Strength, and I thought like, that looks fun, let's try it. It's fun to do, it's hard to do. With this amount of weight, it was okay, but with a heavier weight, I feel I might have hurt myself, so it's not that easy. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you're creative or not, and have a good night.